Well guys, it finally happened. Winter in Northeast Ohio has finally struck. Probably for good this time. It's really strange because right now it's January 12th and Winter Storm Gia is getting ready to take over the southern half of Ohio, the western half of Ohio. But Northeast Ohio seems to be clear of that. It's really weird. We usually end up getting, snow like that, but not this time, unless something changes. I gotta brush this off. So if you have watched the previous vlog that we did on the tech, we did a vlog trying to figure out why the Aztek is misfiring. And I thought that I had pinpointed it down to cylinder number 4. I kind of did it kind of like an old school way. I just ran it one day and started unplugging wires and spark plug wires, firing it back up. And when I got to number 4, it didn't really seem like a whole lot had changed with how it was running. So I thought maybe I had a bad spark plug wire. Went to the junkyard, just bought a wire to test it with. Bought 2 wires actually, tried them both. The wires looked like they were in good shape, but still didn't seem to fix it. So then I thought maybe it's the coil. And sure enough, I went back to the yard, bought a coil, and the one that was on my car needed to be changed out anyway. It was completely cracked all the way through the bottom of it, up through the side. It was bad. It was cracked all the way through. So there's a chance that maybe the moisture and stuff, obviously the coil wasn't sealed if it's cracked, and probably no good. So put a but a junkyard coil on, and it's still misfiring, but I noticed a change in how it was missing. I don't know if the camera really picked up on it. It seemed like it wasn't really shaking as bad. Now it's still running bad, which is why we're going to finally do something that I've been looking forward to doing with this car. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and maybe try to look into doing more troubleshooting and hopefully get down to the bottom of it. Depending on what it is, whether we will be fixing the issue or not today, I don't know, but at least hopefully today we can pinpoint the issues on why it's running so badly. If it's not the coils, it could be a bad sensor. We could have a bad map sensor, we could have a bad EGR sensor, I don't know. It could be sensor related. A lot of these sensors are all original from the looks of it. We just replaced the camshaft position sensor, which is down in there, so that's the only sensor that I've replaced. When we were putting the car back together, I cleaned the mass airflow sensor, but I don't think misfiring would be caused by a mass airflow sensor. Possibly. I don't know. It's all emission related. So if that's not the case, if the coils aren't the case, it could be a sensor. If it's not sensor related, it could possibly be some bad injectors. We could have some bad fuel injectors, which is understandable. If it's not fuel injectors, that's where I'm kind of concerned. If it's not emission related, then it's something in the engine. Timing shouldn't be off. Timing should have nothing to do with this, because on this particular engine, you're not really messing with time. When you take the heads off, the timing is inside the block, and we don't have to tear anything inside the block apart when we were doing the head gasket job. So that shouldn't be the factor here. Well, here's what I'm getting to. I finally rented a code scanner. And what we're going to do today is we're finally going to try to pinpoint why that dreaded service engine light has not only been on in the car, but why is it blinking? Now for sure, when it's blinking anytime your service engine light or check engine light, they're both the same light. Anytime it's flashing or blinking or whatever, there's a misfire. So the car knows it's missing. But the light has been on even before the misfire, periodically. So today, we're going to try to get to the bottom of it. Now, judging from the little light on my stereo, and the fact that the odometer is not lit, and the lights aren't on, this car is dead, which is no surprise. So, what I'm going to do is, of course, we will have to bring the Fusion over here. We'll jump it. The code scanner is not supposed to be used while the car is on. You just need the ignition on, but not actually running. So we need to, I might start it and let it run for a while. Hopefully to get some juice going to the battery, because I don't really know if I want to run all of this off of the Fusion. I don't want the alternator in the Fusion to overcharge. I've done it before. It may not be that big of a deal, but I don't want to do it for a long period of time without this car actually running. Also, the car is finally, if the gauge has been accurate, it is finally extremely low in fuel. And that could be part of our fuel leak issue too when the car is running. So it's down to low fuel, and I've always kind of considered the fact that there is possibly still some really awful gasoline in the tank of the Aztek. You got to figure, when I bought the vehicle last year, the car had already been sitting for a year, and there's been gas in it for already a year, and then I brought it home, and it pretty much sat torn apart for a majority of last year when I had it. So that gasoline was almost 2 years old, and it probably got moisture, it probably started to gel, it probably is just no good. But so finally, you know, I did put fresh gas in it before we started it up for the very first time once I rebuilt the engine. So it had some fresh gas in it, but, you know, obviously there's probably still nasty gas in there. Now that the tank seems like it's really low, I'm going to go and we'll put another couple gallons of fresh gas into it. That could also be the reason why it's been running poorly. No doubt about it, the gas is just crap. So that's going to be the first thing I do. We're going to go to the gas station, and I'm going to grab some gas. In my crappy gas can, it's probably going to leak everywhere when I go to fill it up. And then we'll jump it, let it run, and then at that point we should have enough power to run the OBD II scanner and see if we can pinpoint what's wrong with my poor baby. Also, there's one thing I'd like to clarify. I just did the vlog last week, I think it was, and we documented our 2-year review of the Fiesta, 2015 Ford Fiesta. I thought the anniversary date of the Fiesta was January 17th, I think is what I said. I'd like to correct that. Yesterday, which was January 11th, was the official 2-year mark for the ownership of our Fiesta. So 2 years officially yesterday. Again, if you haven't seen the vlog, go check it out. The car has been absolutely wonderful. Very, very minimal issues we've had with it over the course of 2 years. So it's been a great car. But if you want to see the full in-depth review of our ownership for 2 years of the Fiesta, it's vlog number 194. And This month also marks the 6-month anniversary of my bringing home the Fusion. So I think tomorrow, depending on what the weather may hold, I think tomorrow I'm going to film the 6-month review for the Fusion so far. So stay tuned for that. Check that out possibly tomorrow, and then I'll have it uploaded probably in the following week. Let's go get some gasoline. Something I really hate doing. I really hate carrying gas in the car. Well, it's in the trunk, but still, I hate having gasoline somewhere in my car. Alright. Yeah, it's still leaking. See? I don't understand these things. I wish this gas can was like the old school kind with the little thing on the end here, and you just pop the little top off, and this one leaks. It's a brand new can. I mean, it's on tight, and you gotta unlock this thing, and it's nonsense. It's all nonsense. About halfway down now. Still a little bit in there, it won't go. And as to be expected, it leaked all over the side again. It's a spill-proof can. Spill-proof system. Spill-proof can. Spill-proof mud. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's try to get it going. Okay. Figure out where to put the key. Yeah, I don't think it was that low. Alright, so right now no light, which, you know, I put more than that in there, so there's no way that the gauge is probably working properly right now. Which, no surprise. No surprise at all. We're going to be doing an oil change soon. I'm sure by now we may have broken up a lot of the other nasty stuff with the sea foam. Kind of see it on the dipstick now, actually. Yeah, the gauge really looks like it didn't even budge. Who knows how much gas is in there? There may actually be more than what it's been telling me all along. But hey, the more good gas we get into it, I'm sure we're helping it somehow. So basically all we have to do with this thing is under here somewhere. Right there, good. That's the OBD II port. We're basically just gonna plug that in and plug the scanner into it with the ignition in the on position, and then it'll probably just start cycling through some stuff. It'll automatically connect, obviously. I'm not even going to turn the fusion off because we may have to keep running power to it. It doesn't say it's missing now, but usually when I start to rev it some, after a while it'll start picking up on a misfire code. But it's probably already stored in there. We're probably going to see a lot of codes, a lot of stored codes, because I highly doubt anybody's ever done anything with this car, just from the looks of it. So yeah, who knows? More poof, 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 poof. Always get a lot of moisture coming out the pipe too when it first starts, and it smells funny. Doesn't smell like normal exhaust. So I don't know. I'll turn it off now. It's been running for a little while. We'll just see if we have enough power to keep the OBD II, keep it going. And if not, then we'll just run it off the fusion, I guess. Alright, so plug this into this. Turn this on. Vehicle selection. M for main menu. Alright. Guess we'll just do it this way. So I don't have any of these cars. So, fun little fact. This is not connecting to the car. The Aztek's OBD II appears to be offline at that port. Go figure. I've been out here for a long time. That scanner is supposed to just automatically pick up on the car being here. Ignition on or off. Even with the battery running from the fusion, it's not picking it up. So now, I went in the house, brought the manual out, and I started looking at some fuses to see if maybe a fuse was blown. But I started looking for fuses that said stuff like PCM or BCM, anything related to those fuses. And I pulled them out and they seemed to look okay. The car may not actually run if that was the case. But I just watched a video where a guy was saying 9 times out of 10 these OBD II ports are usually linked to the same fuses as like the cigarette lighters or the 12-volt power outlets. So now I wonder if maybe that doesn't work. I never tried it. So now I gotta find a fuse that might be related to the cigarette lighter. Front power outlets, lights, and OnStar. I have lights though. Unless there's more than one for the lights, or more than one for the power outlets. If that's not the case, guys, I don't know. That's not good if this car's not syncing up to this port. Computer problem somewhere. Okay, did some more investigating. It's funny how one topic of this video will sometimes go on to others. I pulled out front power outlets, lights, and OnStar. So it's fuse number 32. It's located in the master power relay center under the hood. It goes here. I pulled it out, and this one appears to be broken. Which is weird because the lights work, so there must be another fuse or relay for the lights. Driver's low beam headlamp. It's strange how all of these fuses and stuff, there's always low beam headlamp. I mean, it's really weird how many different fuses and stuff control the same parts of the car but kill off something else. So I wonder if this little fuse here could possibly be the issue with it. It's a 30 amp fuse. So I gotta see if I have a 30 amp fuse, and if I don't, then I'm gonna have to go get one. But interesting how we kind of found that. Okay, well, I was looking around the house trying to see if I could find the fuses I had. I used to have fuses, but it's been a very long time since I've had to use them, so I thought I was gonna have to go and get some. But I was digging around in the glove box of this Aztek, and I found one in the glove box. It looks like it's been used a little bit, but it's still intact. It's 30, which is what we need. I think it should be good enough for now to get the job done. I tried to get all the crud off of it. Started unhooking everything. Let's see if I can get some power to it. Look at that. Wow. That's amazing. It's already connecting. Okay. Let's try this now. Yeah, 3.4 V6. Engine code E. Automatic. Yes. Okay, emissions related DTCs. Now what? Down? Wait, no powertrain DTCs or free frame data is presently stored in the vehicle's computer. Okay. Really? Wow. I wonder if I'm not still getting power. The ODOM says error. The fuel mileage isn't working. That's why. Pour. All that stuff's draining. There. Looks a little bit better. Well, that's interesting. ABS. Hey, it might as well. The ABS light keeps coming on. See if it picks up the anything wrong with the ABS. left rear wheel speed sensor circuit malfunction. And class 2 data link malfunction. I wonder if that could be because the master or the pump has been disconnected. But the wheel speed sensor, that's good to know. That's really strange. Why is it not picking up on the misfires? My bad. It'd be funny if it ran better. Because of that fuse. It's definitely not running better. The light's off. Light comes back on. Security malfunction. Blinking service engine light. Now that I put that fresh gas in there, I can smell it leaking. Okay, relink. Everything's up and seems to be normal. Okay, this is the vehicle. There we go. 1 of 1. Engine misfire detected. So P0300. So I wonder what? Maybe I just have to let it run. Maybe because the battery keeps dying on the car. You know, that could be the reason why. So maybe I'll start it back up again. Let the computer kind of stay present instead of dying, and see if it picks up anything else with it. So it just says engine misfire. It doesn't really say. I thought it was going to give me a description, but P0300. We'll be looking that up and seeing if we can figure out where it's coming from. Okay, so since it's been running, it actually pulled up another code. It says generic stored. This is the first one, I think. And then generic 2 pending. That's a pending code. This thing is red, so I'm sure that's not good. But so I looked up the P0300, and it just says it's a code that is generated when your engine has a misfire that is not related to only one cylinder. Sometimes this code will be set in addition to other codes, but there's no other codes right now, so we'll wait and see what happens. P0301 means there is a misfire on cylinder 1, so I'm assuming if there was any other numbers after that, it would have told me. Random misfire code usually means the air and fuel mixture is running lean. But the cause might be anything from a hard-to-find vacuum to dirty fuel injectors, low fuel pressure, weak ignition coils, bad spark plugs, compression that's the big one there. A dirty mass airflow sensor can cause a lean code, but we cleaned that. Man. Well, I was really hoping that this was going to give me a little more information. What else can we do? Where's that thing with the charging and stuff? Let's see. Let's do battery monitor. I gotta turn it off. Okay, let's do an alternator. Engine needs to be running at normal temperature. It's almost there. Let's see what happens. It's running at idle speed. 13.9 engine RPM. Increase engine speed to 2,000. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. But it looks like it's charging decently. Does this do anything now? One of 7. Okay, here we go. We got some codes now. So P0301. Pontiac current 300. Engine oil pressure switch circuits. P1189. Okay. Another misfire. Engine oil pressure. Another misfire and engine oil pressure. Oil pressure seems to be up. I'm not getting any malfunctions or anything. I wonder what that's all about. Just running it and leaving it running. I seem to be getting some more information. Okay, so just the misfire codes are still here. I'll have to look up that oil pressure switch one too. Poor girl. Trying to see if I can pull as many codes as I can. This light was on before. Just the misfire codes, huh? Alright. Well, apparently that seems to be the only case, other than whatever that oil pressure switch thing is. So I guess technically I'm still in the same boat that I was in. Still pretty much on my own at trying to figure out what the issue could be. Hopefully it's not a compression issue. That's why I'm really nervous that if it's a compression issue, the motor's probably done for. I don't know. I don't have stuff to do a compression test. Maybe I can have somebody come over once it's warmer. We can try to see what it is, but I guess for the time being I will be doing coils, spark plug, wires, obviously, sensors. The map sensor, which is this seems like it'd be one of the easier things to take care of. It's small. I can either clean it or replace it. The EGR, I don't know if that would have anything to do with it, possibly, but this evap purge solenoid or whatever that is, maybe that's no good. I'll do a little more research, but at least I know that the car, at least the car is telling me it's not in one particular spot now. It seems to be, who knows. We'll get there. Might as well leave this running because we're going to be leaving here in a little bit. Anyway, I guess there's the misfire update. Not fixing anything today, but at least we know a little bit more, I guess. If you thought this video was interesting, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. You can also check out some of that merchandise down below this video. And check out my second channel, which has to do with all my music stuff over at Just Mike 218. I'll see you guys next time, so thanks for watching. Take care.